Guys, I think we were right about this Avengers vs. X-Men shit. Man, we've been talking about this. We've got some incredible shit to talk about today. We've got Avengers updates. We've got X-Men updates. And we've got Avengers vs. X-Men updates. Oh my God. So let me get this pulled in. Okay, check this out, guys. This is pretty crazy. I'm going to break down the news, and I'm going to give you a lot of fill in the blanks, speculation, stuff based on all this kind of stuff that I've heard, okay? Marvel has told some Avengers actors to clear their schedule for the Avengers films. They figured out the direction, smaller team, no Fantastic Four, and a lot of other new characters in Avengers 5. Let's talk about that. There's some other stuff in here. The casting of Galactus is closed, whatever. Wesley Snipes has already signed with Marvel Studios to return as Blade in multiple multiverse saga projects. That's pretty wild. Marvel Studios is happy with X-Men 97. They want to do more. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. But let's talk about the real shit. What Daniel's talking about here is Avengers 5, but potentially beyond Avengers 5. But he's really just talking about Avengers 5. And this has been a saga, man. We have been following the reports on Avengers 5 for 2+ years now. Crazy to think about, but obviously a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff has changed. We went from the Kang Dynasty, written by Jeff Loveness, directed by Destin Daniel Crichton, to it's now Avengers 5. Dustin isn't on it. Loveness will never work in that town again, and they've changed something about Kang and the direction of Kang. Now, late last year, there was another big update around this after Jonathan Majors was fired by Marvel Studios. How are they going to now change Avengers 5? Now, Daniel had reported periodically over the last 6 months that they wanted to take it in a more multiversal direction. At one time, Kang Dynasty was about 616 Avengers, and then the Council of Kangs shows up to Earth and they start fighting with the Avengers. So that was at one time what they were going to do in this movie. They were already going away from that. Now, we had heard they wanted to go away from the Council of Kangs. We had heard they wanted to bring in other multiversal villains. About a month ago, Daniel reported Kang is still in there, but there's another one. Another big villain for Avengers 5. I think it's King Thanos. We've heard a lot of talk about this. We've heard a lot of rumors about this. I think it's King Thanos. Anyways, the point is, instead of Council of Kangs, they wanted one Kang, probably the Beyonder, and another villain, and they also wanted the movie to become much more multiversal. That's something he reported. About a month after that, Daniel reports that maybe Deadpool and Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine will be in Avengers 5 as well. What does all of that mean? It means they've been throwing shit at the wall. They probably have whiteboards all over the place. They're doing drafts. They're trying to come up with ways to make this make sense and to work. This is the new direction. So now let me reread the report and let's fill it in with context. Marvel has told some Avengers actors to clear their schedules for the Avengers films, plural. They figured out the direction. Smaller team, no Fantastic Four, and a lot of other new characters in Avengers 5. So, smaller team. That probably indicates pretty small group of Earthbound Avengers. So, instead of like She-Hulk and all the Ant-Man family and Hulk and his son and Sam and his Falcon and Isaiah Bradley and like all of these lesser known and given about characters. I think a lot of those are off the table. I think we're going to stick with maybe Sam, Hulk, and another thing that's interesting, apparently Doctor Strange is also going to be a part of this. That's a big change because Daniel was reporting that Strange would not be involved like steady for like months. He had reported that. So it's kind of interesting, right? I think we're going to assemble the we give a shit about these characters level of Avengers way faster, which is a much better idea. It's a much better idea. It means probably Deadpool, Wolverine interacting with Sam Wilson and Earthbound. Something pops off. And all of a sudden, people are popping up from throughout the multiverse. So I think, RDJ probably back in Avengers 5 now. Maybe that wasn't the original way it was going. This is speculation, by the way. But I think he's probably back. Toby's probably back. I think a lot of these people are probably back in Avengers 5. I think Avengers 5 takes that kind of a direction. Now, a couple other things I want to talk about. Because the Avengers versus X-Men, that's the glue. That's the glue that's going to make this all make sense, okay? Here we have Jeff Snyder saying that Marvel is pretty close to hiring a writer for the new X-Men film with an announcement likely to come in the next few weeks. So, you have people like Holyfield News, you have Alex Perez have been talking about and teasing Avengers vs. X-Men. We've talked about this before. So, the X-Men movie, the one that Snyder is talking about, the one that's looking for a writer right now that has been having pitches over the past year, I strongly feel that is an X-Men movie that's really Avengers vs. X-Men. I think they've realized, yeah, we can't just make any character popular. We can't Guardians of the Galaxy every time. Maybe that was a false positive. We need to lean on super popular characters, super popular actors. We need the juice. We need the sauce, right? I think there's a lot of signs that that is what's happening. And, I don't think it's a coincidence that RDJ's throwing out stuff about coming back. I don't think it's going to be a coincidence that Chris Evans potentially back in Deadpool Wolverine. I don't think any of this is a coincidence. I think the cows have come home. I think Feige realized that this drip drop strategy of dangling the goods in front of us while making us watch bullshit characters and bullshit movies is just not working anymore. It's just not working anymore. And by the way, I like some of those bullshit characters in movies. I think Shang-Chi's fantastic. I actually like the Eternals. I like some of that stuff. But it's not about me, guys. Frankly, it's kind of not about a lot of you either. They've already got my money. I'm going to go see all this shit. But if you look at the box office, it's pretty clear they don't have everybody. They just don't. So if you look at the buzz, you look at the hype, you look at what people are actually buying tickets for, it's obvious. We need to just go back to the OGs. You need to bring in the fucking X-Men. You need to just do all that shit. Stop talking about it, be about it. That's what they need to do. When we then get into the X-Men movie, let's talk about this. The X-Men movie is rumored to be about the X-Men universe that we visit at the end of the Marvels. Now, there was a report the other day about Teyana Pierce, I think is her name, right? Who plays Rambooty? What's her name? They were going to do a series with her, but that got scrapped after the Marvels, and now she's just in another project. Did you catch that? That came out within the past couple of days. That other project is the X-Men movie. That X-Men movie is going to deal with the fact that someone from our universe is now in the X-Men universe. And I think that movie is going to build towards an Avengers versus X-Men conflict that will basically be between the X-Men of that universe, which could include a variant of Hugh Jackman, or you could have our variant of Hugh Jackman from Deadpool and Wolverine be on the side of the Avengers, which would be kind of interesting, right? But regardless, what that then becomes is, oh, we'll go see Avengers 5, Secret Wars Part 1. All your favorite heroes are coming back. We're going to pop right into the crazy multiverse shit. It's going to be hype as hell. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to have Avengers vs. X-Men. And you're going to see the classic Fox X-Men fight against the classic Avengers in a big spectacle movie, which at all intents and purposes is like Secret Wars Part 2. And then you will actually get to Secret Wars, which will have all of those characters now on the Void fighting to try to stop the Beyonder, to set the timeline back. This will probably include Loki, the Secret Avengers from the multiverse, all of that crazy stuff. So to me, guys, we have gone from, like, this is real talk. Like, this is just me as a fan. My perspective on this is we went from, I've got a deal with the shitty Avengers fighting the shitty villain for a movie before you pop off and do the shit we all really want to see. That's what the Kang Dynasty felt like to me as a fan. It felt like, okay, I got to go deal with this because it's going to lead to the dope shit. And what this new plan feels like is, oh, hell no, bro. We're going to have the dope shit. Then we're going to have even more dope shit. Then we're going to have the dopest dope you've ever smoked in Secret Wars. It's going to be fucking mind-blowing. So I've gone from, yeah, no, I think this will work, and I think it'll be hype, and like, you know, perhaps Marvel is back. Perhaps we could return to form, to, oh my fucking God, they're doing it. This shit's about to pop off. Like, this is about to pop off. And there's so much exciting shit that can happen between just those 3 movies and beyond it. What are they going to do as far as Disney Plus shows? What are they going to do with other movies? Are we getting another Battle World movie? You've got Blade, right? You've got the homie coming back for multiple projects. Holy shit, dude. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do with that. So I think this is absolutely incredible news. I think this is something they've been working hard to try to figure out over the past year and a half. And I think it will also be what they announce at San Diego Comic-Con this summer. And you fuckers better be there on the stream unless you're there live. If you're there live, awesome. Good for you. If you're not there live, you better take the day off work. You better get a babysitter. You better shut your goddamn mouth when you're talking to me. And you better be in that stream when we're reacting to the announcements from San Diego Comic-Con, because we're back, baby. We're fucking back, baby. And that shit is gonna, oh,